right, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Guest Table. With me, I got the amazing AlbinoPhantom.
Hi guys.
There we
So I'm AlbinoPhantom. I'm a Twitch streamer. I Twitch stream on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm a variety streamer, and I love pretty much playing any type of game, which is definitely why I'm here today. Because that's kind of what we're gonna be discussing, which is super exciting stuff. But yeah, come find me on Twitch. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm most active on my Instagram. So if you want to communicate with me, that's how these guys got in touch with me, is through my Instagram. So very active on my Instagram, and of course very active on my Twitch if you guys want to come over and check me out.
We'll put all the links in the description for you guys to find.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Full transparency here. This is the second time we've tried to record this. I thought I should just mention.
I didn't know if we were going to reveal that or not, so that's cool. Takes the pressure off a little bit.
Yeah.
I think what's great about your audience is that I don't think anybody will be unfamiliar with technical issues.
Yeah.
That is
like
true,
we all go through it for sure.
All right, let's get started with the first question, which is the best open world game you've played. I'll go with Albino first since he's the guest of honor.
Yeah, definitely. I've had some time to think a little bit more on this, and my biggest pick I think is still Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Just because I think that they completely changed the game as not really what we expect from a open world game, but kind of what we expect from an open world Nintendo game.
Yeah.
You know, so we finally got this beloved series, which is Legend of Zelda, to be, which, you know, everybody has always been enamored with the worlds that they put you in, which the worlds have been pretty big. But their campaigns get, you know, a little bit linear after a while. But this is just, you get to do whatever you want, whenever you want.
As
You don't have
soon
to
as you
follow a
leave the
pattern.
plateau, you can fight Ganon, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, you could beat the game if you're good enough right at the beginning, which is, it's crazy.
So what do you think about Breath of the Wild 2? From the trailer that I saw at E3, I'm kind of questioning how open world it's gonna be compared to the first one.
Yeah, I mean, with the trailer, it does look like they're trying to be, and the story was really good, but it looks like they're trying to be more story driven, which you're gonna get linear gameplay from a heavier story. It just like will inevitably fall into that place, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about it. I think it looks phenomenal. I definitely want to see more of it. That teaser wasn't really enough for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it looked really, really cool, but we learned nothing about the world, right?
Yeah, they were just showing off. We didn't really learn anything. Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm in agreement. My pick was Breath of the Wild, right? Like, right in recent memory, I'm like, what's the big one? And it's like, Breath of the Wild is sick. Maybe I'll bring up one that kind of funny that is The Forest. You ever played that one?
The Forest, I have not. No.
So it's kind of like a open world survival type game with a plot with like mutants and stuff. Me and the guys, like, not recorded or anything. We played it. It's really fun and janky at some points.
I think it was just janky because of our computers. I don't think it was the game's intent to be janky.
It's very, very possible. It's a good game. You should check it out. But at the very, very end, right before the final cutscene, I fell out of the world just randomly. And all of the other guys were like, "Oh, we beat the game," and I was just like in the middle of nothingness, looking up the map.
Didn't even get to see it.
No, it was tragic. It was tragic, Albino. Let me tell you.
That's crazy. Nice.
Yeah. My game I picked it's a toss up between both very superhero games: is SpiderMan and the Arkham City. Both are very great games, and traversing is very fun. Either swinging around as Spider-Man or gliding around as Batman.
Absolutely. I think I said last time, like I remember playing Spider-Man 2, I think on I don't know if I had it on GameCube or on PlayStation 2. And this game, like from what I've seen, I think I mentioned last time that I haven't really gotten to play it yet, which
Mhm.
I have a whole new discussion for you guys when we get into it a little bit more about what's happening with PlayStation exclusives right now, but that's another topic. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing that was great about Spider-Man 2 on the later consoles and then on the current gen console is you get to be Spider-Man. Like how awesome is
Right?
that? Just swinging across everywhere. Like
The
Exactly.
swinging and the combat was really well done.
yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Although I'll say that I didn't love how going from the first game to Miles Morales, there was such a
Yes,
power difference. Miles was absolutely broken.
I find that was a big power difference and not a big difference in bosses. I find in the second Spider-Man bosses were severely lacking.
There were barely any bosses, right? There was what?
Yeah,
The Rhino, Vulture, sort of, and Task.
Taskmaster and Prowler.
Yeah,
In
and
Miles
Tinkerer.
Morales?
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
the first Spider-Man, you like Electro, Vulture, Rhino, Scorpion, Kingpin,
Gotcha.
Tombstone. Like there's the whole. It went through the whole gambit. Kind
Gotcha.
of
I
thing.
remember when it came out, when Miles Morales came out, didn't it? It was at a reduced price, right? So was it
Yes,
more
it was.
considered an expansion or
It was kind of somewhere like there was somewhere in between. Like it wasn't. It's not called like the second Spider-Man because that's coming out. But
right?
you'd still need to get like a different disc. It was kind of like a sequel spin-off is what they called it. Some weird like not really a sequel, not really an expansion, kind of like an in-between is what they kind of marketed it as.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
Interesting.
would liken it to like if they were like, here, we're gonna give you a DLC, but it's like almost as big as the base game, so we might as well just make it its own game, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Like
think that's kind of what it was.
there was enough content for it to stand alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, but not enough for it to can be considered like a sequel kind of thing.
Yeah. Right. Nice.
I mean, plot-wise it is, right? It takes place after
Plot-wise,
Spider-Man.
but like Spider-Man 2 is still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would likely be after Miles Morales.
Yes, it's after Miles Morales. I think. Yes. I'm assuming. I don't think they've confirmed when it places, but I'm assuming it's after, with all the gameplay we've seen.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the redesign of Peter Parker? I thought it was kind of dumb. I would have just preferred them to keep the original model.
I would too.
Yeah.
The second one looked a little. It takes a bit to get used to.
Yeah. It's interesting how that has happened in so many different like mediums recently. In like well, not recently, but like in recent years. You know, we had like Sonic the Hedgehog that got completely remodeled, you know?
Oh, we're bringing up Sonic the Hedgehog, eh? That was an interesting case, though, don't you think? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Was
people just hated it.
hated it. And then, you know, things changed. And I think that's honestly that's something that's happening right now with a little bit with the new Pokemon games coming out on the 19th with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It seems like there's just so much backlash cuz people are like we don't like the way it looks or we don't like the amount of Pokemon or we don't like the amount of content like
Yeah.
and they've we've gotten to the point where like back in the day you could say you could say stuff like that and the company was just like, "Well, screw you guys, we're going to do what we're going to do." But now it's like Nintendo has officially come out and said like, "We hear you and we understand that you're frustrated." I mean, they're still not going to do anything cuz they're Nintendo.
Well, we at least got
They
an
outsourced
we at least
it,
got
right?
acknowledgement that they heard us.
But it's so crazy that like game companies now, I mean, another good example is Halo, how it got delayed and because of all
Hmm.
this backlash. And it's we're in a weird time of gaming where we see
Fans having more power than they used to.
yeah,
Yeah,
fans having a lot
yeah,
more
that's a good way
power
to put it.
and companies either deciding to go with the fans or just deciding to say like, no, we're still gonna do what we're gonna do and you guys will buy it anyway, like
And most of the time we do still.
right.
I mean, it's fans for a reason, right? Like, even though
Yeah.
there's backlash, people care about it still.
Yeah,
Mm.
for sure. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the second question. Which is the hardest game you've beaten?
Ooh,
Let's start with Daniel, I guess, first for this one.
Okay. So last time I made this argument, and you guys seemed cool with it, so I'll make it again. Which is that I think Outlast is the hardest game I've ever beaten. Not necessarily because it's a difficult game, but because I'd say that horror is a genre that not everyone can play through just because it's scary, right? And it's like
right.
might be overwhelming. I remember playing through Outlast and like me and the guys were, I don't remember exactly who was there, not all of us, but a few of us, and we were taking turns each time we would die. And by the end of like a few rotations, it was literally just me playing through the game and them just watching. So I was like, okay. Yeah, it was fun. I strongly recommend Outlast. Maybe
Yeah.
not Outlast 2. Maybe not. I don't,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know how
mean,
I feel about it.
I think I mentioned last time that horror is not my genre. Like I
No.
am not a fan of horror games just cuz I pretty much my whole life like I don't enjoy being scared and I know that there's like a whole side to it that people really enjoy which is getting scared. And there's like an
Yeah.
adrenaline rush from it and they really enjoy that part of it. I've always been on the other side of like I get scared and I don't enjoy being scared,
Mhm.
So I
So
can
how
imagine.
do you deal with
I'm somewhere in
your name
between.
being Albino Phantom?
Yeah.
Phantom is in your name.
Phantom is in my name. Yes. I mean, and there's a lot going on with my name. I created it a long time ago and I think it mostly derives cuz like I've been a Pokemon fan forever.
Yeah.
And Ghost type is my favorite. But I think I may have mentioned a little bit last time as well is that my character for my logo, it's a Yeti
Hmm.
and the name kind of comes from, the legend of Sasquatch, right? Is, the big brown monkey that lives in the woods, right?
Mm.
But
That's a good way to put
the
it.
the the Yeti, the Yeti is like an albino Sasquatch, and he's the
Yeah.
phantom of the mountain or wherever Yetis live, right? So like it kind of goes with my character that I've created. So
You know what?
but
Let me actually tell you. I actually like. I like, don't even like. I feel like maybe you're just saying like a few facts, hoping that we'll grasp it. I am so into this stuff, dude. Like I love all the talk of like Bigfoot and Yetis. Like
oh yeah.
you,
Yeah,
you
I
know
mean,
whether or not they're real. It's like you could decide for yourself, or you
yeah.
could think it's like a fairy tale or whatever. But I just love like the lore, like the folklore
Yeah.
and stuff behind it.
The Yeti has always been one of my favorite like mythical, creatures that we wonder whether or not it exists or anything. And so I had my wife actually is my artist and she drew up this character and I just fell in love with him. And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, this is he's the albino phantom." Like that's
Yeah,
him right there,
it looks really
So,
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
yeah.
Your wife is an excellent drawer.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, she's phenomenal. So, but anyway, back on topic. Outlast. I think it would
Outlast
be
Yeti.
extremely difficult for me because I would be terrified the entire time. So,
Mm.
kudos to you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I guess I'll go next. I did the Spider-Man on Ultimate Plus. 100% on that. That was difficult to do with all the Taskmaster challenges. knock down 30 guys in like 10 seconds kind of thing.
Oh man,
But did
it
you get
sounds
all
miserable.
the?
Hmm?
Yeah. Did you get like all the achievements like 100% though, or you were like bronze ranking them?
No, I 100%ed each one.
Whoo!
Absolutely
Holy,
wild.
right?
So crazy.
Yeah,
So crazy.
I got very good at that game throughout the time.
Yeah. It's crazy that like it's so funny how video games can be like that, where it's like an actual craft that you develop such a good skill for just by repetition, repetition, repetition.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so weird how it's a skill like anything else,
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
and it's such a skill that adapts and changes, right? So like you
Yeah.
can be really good at baseball or really good at football, but then you're just really good at football or baseball. But with video games, it's like you're really good at this particular racing game, or you're really good at Super Smash Brothers, right? And so the skill just like changes based off of your interest in the amount of time that you play it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That you're
I
skilled
mean,
in one game
mastery
doesn't
is fun.
necessarily mean you're skilled in any other game.
In every game, yeah, exactly. Exactly. From the outside looking in, there's always the like, oh, you're a gamer, you must be good at every game. It's like, absolutely not.
Ooh.
No.
That is not true in the slightest.
Mm.
But I think I said Dark Souls last time. Dark Souls 2 specifically was and I go back to it now and I can play through it pretty easily, but again, it goes back to that like
It's a
skill-based
skill.
thing.
Yeah.
But Dark Souls 2 was my first introduction into extremely intentionally difficult games.
Mhm.
And so that my first playthrough took me about 60 to 65 hours of playtime.
Jesus.
Crazy.
And yeah, and it was there were times where I was like throwing the controller miserable because I just couldn't beat a boss. And it was just such a grind to get through it. And I think I also mentioned the last time that I started playing through master mode on speaking of master mode, on Breath of the Wild and how difficult that is. And how
Yeah,
you
I remember you mentioned
Yeah.
that. You get much farther into that?
yeah, haven't there's been so many games coming out. That's going to be my first excuse is that there's been a lot of new games coming out that I've been playing, but it also just got to the point where I'm like I've beat this game before. Am I kind of wasting my own time here by don't get me wrong, it's fun and it's a challenge and there's an appeal to that, you know. It's like it's appealing to try to do this new thing and this new challenging thing, but
Yeah.
it got to the point where I was like, man, this is getting kind of tedious, you know. So
That's
I'll
a fine line, right?
yeah, I mean, I'll probably jump back into it at some point, but right now I'm definitely more interested in playing some new stuff.
What new stuff have you been playing?
I have been recently. I picked up Metroid Dread, which has been good. It's actually the first Metroid game I've ever played, like in its entirety. Um, or well, the first Metroid game I've ever owned. I haven't beaten it yet, but because I've dabbled a little bit and played like different Metroids on virtual console or whatever, but I've never like gotten into one. And Metro Dread it's phenomenal. They did a really good job with it, and it's super super fun to play. I did an episode of that on my Twitch, and then I've also been playing the new Animal Crossing expansion. I have no problem admitting that
Me
most of
too.
my most of the hours of my day are dedicated to Animal Crossing once again, and it's wonderful. They added so much content. Like it's so much fun to get back into.
I just love how like accessible they've made everything in the game. Like it feels like it's just one of those games where like regardless of whether you're not ugh, regardless of whether you like Animal Crossing, it's such a like good experience because
Yeah.
everything's so clean, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And of course, there will always be the grass is always greener kind of attitude where it's like, well, why didn't they add this, this, or this? And it's like, they made a really great game. And even if
Right?
this is the end, like, they made a really phenomenal game. And they dropped it at just the right time when we were going through all the quarantine stuff,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
Like, it's gonna have that, it's gonna give people that feeling for the rest of their lives, which is awesome. You know, people were playing Animal Crossing that had never owned a video game console before, that had never played a video game before. Like, I had people at work that were at their houses. They were just like, I can't buy a Switch. Where do I buy a Switch? How do I get this game, Animal Crossing, so I can hang out with you guys? And it's like, it was just a phenomenon. Like, it was incredible to see it like just sweep the United States.
Yeah, there are
It's
certain
swept
games
everywhere.
that are like that, right? And Animal Crossing just hit it perfectly with the start of like, the unpleasantness that's been going
Yeah.
on.
Right. Exactly.
So next question is best party game. I'll go first. Mine was either Smash Bros or Mario Kart. These two classic party games you play at most parties, or at least most parties I go to.
Definitely. Those are
Yeah.
both fantastic.
Oh. Yeah, right? They're really good.
Yeah, I think especially with the closing out of Super Smash Brothers, that's another game that like just released its final DLC and now it's like it's complete, you know, in its entirety, right? So
Yeah.
it's cool to see that chapter kind of come to the close for such a incredible game.
You into Sora for the final DLC character?
Man, I'm a sucker for Kingdom Hearts. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts since I was a kid.
Okay. All right.
So, and I'm a huge Disney fan as well. And so, there was a lot of characters that I would have wanted to see. I also was on the Waluigi train. I
Oh
wanted
my
Waluigi
gosh.
to be in it.
I was hoping that this like at some point they would be like, you know what, he's an assist trophy, but that's fine. We
Like,
we'll add him.
If we have the comedic ability to add Piranha Plant in the game, like,
Yes, exactly.
I imagined Sakurai was gonna be like, oh well, haha, I'm obviously gonna add Waluigi because he's one of the only characters minus Toad. But you know, it's just like why wouldn't you add Waluigi? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right? So I'm in favor of Sora. Like I've never really played Kingdom Hearts all that much, but I'm in favor of Sora because I understand he's a big fan favorite. Piranha Plant should have been Waluigi, 100%.
Yeah, I completely agree.
100%. And
What if they had Piranha Plant instead of like Petey Piranha? So an actual character.
Yeah.
It was just an absolute joke character because it was Sakurai, because he's hilarious. Like, he's always been that way.
Yeah.
But it just didn't. It was like, oh, here's a character and it's funny and you're getting it for free. Like, I totally agree. Like, why couldn't that have been the Waluigi's time to shine, you know?
Yeah. Oh well, we're just gonna have to wait till Nintendo decides to do like Smash Bros. Ultimate Mega or something.
to bring Sakurai out of retirement. It's gonna be like a John Wick situation. They're gonna go to his house and be like, "Hey, we need you to come back."
Yeah, they're gonna like mess up all his amiibos, and he's gonna get really upset. Yeah,
They're gonna come through and just like knock them all off the table and be like, "All right, we're starting fresh. We need all new characters."
he'll be like, all right. I'll start asking for like Crash Bandicoot and Master Chief. All right.
Yeah. I mean, that would be kind of crazy to do a completely, like, what if he just did a third-party Smash Bros. And just didn't even include any of the first-party characters?
Oh my god.
Imagine?
Smash Bros. Bottom tier?
Yeah.
Bottom tier?
Smash Bros. The other ones.
Yeah. Smash Bros. Bench warmers.
Yeah.
Actually, I would probably play that game.
Yeah, Smash Bros. Gino is in this one. Is just the caption underneath.
Gino is a character now. You're
Gino's a
welcome.
character. Yeah.
A lot of companies are making like Smash Bros. Because I heard like Warner Brothers is making like their own little like Smash Bros. Fighting ish game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm interested
Nickelodeon
to.
just did it.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Nickelodeon's crashed and burned.
Did it? I feel like it was big for like a few days and it kind of
Oh yeah.
fizzled out.
No, totally. It got a lot of hype, and it's totally understandable why it got hype. Is because those are beloved characters, like especially for our generation, like just really really awesome characters. But they missed the ball completely. Like the game could have been terrible gameplay wise and mechanic wise, but where they dropped the ball the biggest, I think, is the lack of voice acting.
All
Because
right, all right. That seems to be everybody's complaint, and
Yeah,
I would it have been so hard just to like take some voice clips from the
dude, I'm
shows?
telling you, yeah, exactly. Like it just sucked the life out of it. Like there was no life to the characters. They were
It sucks because like a lot of it, like a lot of their move sets and stuff is like a love letter to things in their shows. You know?
absolutely. Yeah, I was,
Oh
I
well.
was,
Hopefully
I
the
was
Warner
gonna
Bros.
pick it
One
up.
makes it better. I was
Yeah,
too, right?
I was gonna pick it up, and I was gonna play it. But as soon as I figured out that they didn't have voice actors in there, and I mean, even just if you watch gameplay of it, it just it looks boring because it sounds boring.
Yeah, because there's
It,
nothing
it's
like there's no
yeah,
engagement. It's just
right.
They also don't have the like music from the shows in the
Yeah,
level. Like the SpongeBob Glove World is just some generic background music.
right. It's like they took everything that had to come from Smash Bros. Except for the best things about Smash Bros.
it almost seems like it was an unlicensed game. The way they like quickly made it, and, like maybe if we don't put in, maybe if we put small copyrights in it, we won't get noticed.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It
I
almost
think
seems like it was
that
an unlicensed.
I think they might solve it in DLC after they've heard people because they said that they probably will have DLC, and I heard that there's going to be like characters like Garfield that are going to come
Yeah.
into the game. So like,
Is Garfield
Yeah, I mean-
gonna be voiced by Chris Pratt in the game?
oh,
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
hopefully.
Yikes. Yeah, no, I think that would definitely fix the issue. I think that if they decided to go through and because there have even been voice actors for those characters that have said that they would do it. You know, like
Yeah, I
they've
heard the
said
voice
like
for Zim said that.
yeah, he's like he felt like it was a slap to the face that they didn't call him, you know?
Mhm.
Which is sad and it's just silly that they wouldn't. But even like you were just saying, even just voice clips from the television episodes that they own the rights to, you know, like
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense.
Plus, half the characters have games of their own. You can't tell me that you couldn't just have gone to Battle for Bikini Bottom, ripped
Yeah.
some of the voice clips, and like put it in the game. It's your
Yeah.
game, right?
Right. Exactly. I think yeah, I haven't mentioned mine yet. Or well, we still have two more to go, but
I think so.
yeah. So we said Smash Brothers, we said Mario Kart, which are both obviously great games. I think this is kind of what happened last time, but my biggest ones were also Super Smash Brothers and Mario Party.
Yeah.
Because I think Mario Party is just something that if you pull it out and say, "Hey, who wants to play Mario Party?" Like people are gonna do it. People are gonna play
Absolute banger.
because everybody's been, especially. Oh man, last time we talked, Super Mario, or not Super Mario Party, but Mario Party Superstars wasn't out. I got it. It's amazing.
Is
It's
it?
true. Oh my gosh, it's true to form. They went back to their roots. Um, it's Mario Party 1, 2, and 3. Uh, as far as like the maps goes, and then the best. It's like 100 and I think it's 150 plus mini games from every single Mario Party. So originally people thought that it was just mini games from Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, but it's actually mini games from 1 through 10.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's got the best mini games from those games. and then it was data mined for that it's going to have DLC, and so people are speculating what the DLC is going to be. But I mean, I think the obvious thing is that they're going to add more boards and more mini games. So I think they finally figured it out that all we wanted was a Mario Party game that felt like the old classic awesome Mario Party games that they can just continue to add content to.
Yeah.
Like they don't
know
need
why
to
this
make another
trade
Mario
felt
Party
funny.
game. What?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they don't really need to make another Mario Party game. Like they can just keep pouring content into this one, similar to what they did to Smash Brothers and Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
So like Mario Kart Deluxe, they just had all this DLC and they're just like, here, just keep playing it. We're gonna keep releasing content for it, and I think we're gonna get another Mario Kart in a couple months here, or within the next year at least. So
Yeah.
which is why.
They had that other one that I don't know how well it did. That one where it's like real world. We had like the go-karts like run around.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah. That was interesting for sure. It was good. I can imagine like that would be good. That would be something I would get for a kid, you know? Like it would be something
Yeah.
for sure.
It tried,
Absolutely.
right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, and I would play with it, you know? Like if I had a
Mm.
kid, I would definitely be the dad that's like, yeah, let's play Mario Kart in the living room. Like absolutely. So, but yeah, definitely Super Smash Brothers and Mario Party for me. One that is kind of random, but just really quick, I would throw out there is the Jackbox Party Pack games.
Heck yeah, dude.
Those are also phenomenal every time, without the shadow of a doubt. You can have a great time at a party by playing one of those games. Absolutely.
It gets out of hand pretty quick though, from what I've
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the game, but it is like 99 times out of 100, it's going to be a super fun time where you're just laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did I did owe you guys' responses. I just, it sounds like you guys got it covered
All the party games covered.
Yeah. There's like what, 4 or 5? I like all those. They're fine.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so then I'll have you go first, Dan, for the best story in a game.
Whew, I think last time I said Majora's Mask. I really liked how it was
Ooh,
dark and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really given much more thought to it. I mean, if anyone watching this wanted to check it out, Alec, who's not here, and I are doing a Five Nights at Freddy's series on the channel as well. I think that's got a good story to it, but it's like behind the scenes more so than just, protect yourself from the creepy bear.
It's more in shadows than.
Yeah. Like the lore
So,
behind
yeah.
it is really deep.
It gets deep, and let me tell you, people, I am very sure are sick of it.
Yeah.
Security Breach is coming out, and I'm excited for that.
Nice. Yeah,
So
it's
there you go. Legend of Zelda and bears, animatronic bears.
nice, very good. I would think mine. I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of your Legend of Zelda. My favorite storyline, and also because of its like darker tone, in a video game back in the day was Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah.
Just because it took kind of like we were talking about how Breath of the Wild kind of took Legend of Zelda and went into a completely different medium. I think that Twilight Princess took it from being, and I mean, Majora's Mask was pretty dark too, but like really dove deep into the Legend of Zelda can't be scary. It can be creepy, you know?
Mhm.
And there's always been like aspects, but I think the whole entire game through Twilight Princess was this dim, dark vibe, which I loved as a kid, and getting to play that, and the storyline of it not seeming to be Ganondorf, right? Spoilers if you haven't played it, which if you haven't played it, you should. It's amazing. Especially because it has a couple of HD versions floating around out there. Go and play it. It's awesome. But spoiler alert, at the beginning, seemingly Ganondorf is not who's in control. And then closer to the end, you find out that it, of course, was him in control. And the way that they tell that, and the way that it happens, where he steps out of the shadows at the very end, is one of the best reveals Legend of Zelda has ever done, in my opinion. Really, really enjoyed
I
how
think
they
it's
did
really
that.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with Twilight Princess is Midna's design at the very end of the game. That's my only gripe.
I think everybody was like, who is she? What is happening right now?
Yeah, right. I was fine with her the whole game. In fact, I
Yeah.
liked her. I was like, oh, she's cool. And
Yeah.
then she changed forms, and I'm like, you
Changed.
should have stayed in your not final form, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Another one that I kind of want to just sizzle in there as well is if you haven't looked up the Dark Souls lore, there's a lot to Dark Souls. Like on the like just playing through it, you're not gonna get a lot of the story. It almost seems sometimes like Dark Souls doesn't even have a story. But if you
Mhm.
look up and read the lore about what's going on, there's so much depth to those games. It's insane. And I'm super excited about Elden Ring. I don't know if it's come out. I saw someone Twitch streaming it the other day, but I didn't think that it was out yet, but maybe it is, and I need to play it. So
You
we're
think maybe
gonna
it's like early access or something?
it could be, yeah. But I need to get into that game too. There's so many games coming out right now, it's ridiculous.
There's a
There's too
lot of
many
games.
piling up.
Oh, it's my Twitch
The
streams are
Christmas
like
season.
backed up for weeks on weeks on weeks about like what content that I want to do because it's just there's too many games.
Hey, but there's no shortage of content, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Content for a long time because it's like, well, I'm gonna want to play this at some point, and it goes
Yeah.
on and on.
For my game for best story, I picked The Last of Us, which the TV show just finished filming, I believe. It's supposed to release
Oh,
sometime
nice.
next year.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. That's really cool.
I
I
do
also
like that they're making TV shows out of video games now. Seems to be a
yeah.
thing that seems to be popping up.
Oh man, especially the ones that are good, because video games have always had like a don't put video games in the media kind of thing where it's like don't make TV shows, don't make movies. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the movies still kind of need help, but
I like Detective Pikachu. Uh-oh. Albino dropped out. There we go.
There we
okay.
go.
Lost you guys for a
Hey.
second. Hey-oh. All right. I don't know where it cut me off, but just like I was saying, like just TV shows, video game TV shows have been doing really good. I love The Witcher. If you guys haven't watched The Witcher yet on Netflix, it's
I
phenomenal.
love The Witcher. The Witcher is good.
Yeah. So
Witcher's
I'm
good.
sure if The Last of Us takes from that and the success from that, it's gonna be awesome, and I really look forward to watching it. Especially because I haven't played it yet. I know it's like blasphemy to not play The Last of Us, but I've had
Hey
a
man,
console
you
to
need
play it
one.
on, so
Mm.
I definitely want to. Which is a good segue into what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So last time we were talking about how I haven't played Spider-Man, I haven't played Last of Us, and I think we had mentioned that Horizon Zero Dawn was on Steam,
Yeah.
or not on, or maybe it's on Epic Game Store. So
Is it not on Steam?
I was perusing Epic Game Store the other day, and God of War is going to be available on the Epic Game Store in January.
Really?
And I am stoked. Because I've always wanted to play that game because I've heard nothing but fantastic things. And so I'm really hoping this is kind of the stick that's going to break the camel's back in a sense that we're going to start seeing that exclusivity kind of be blurred. And not only for Sony, but just for everyone. I think it's
Yeah.
cool to like give everyone the opportunity to play these awesome games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
God
I
of
would
War
love.
is a big game, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I would love to play God of War. I would love to play Last of Us. I would love to play Spider-Man, but like I'm not gonna go buy a PS4. I would
Legit
love to.
PS4, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's the
like
same reason I feel the like Breath of the Wild and like Mario Odyssey.
yeah,
I'd love to play those, but is it really enough to go get a Switch? Like,
right. Yeah, no, totally. That is such a valid thing in today's time. Not only because it's sometimes difficult to find a console that we've seen in the recent year. Um, but yeah, money is not always growing on trees like it does in
yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I think that companies are also realizing that people are less willing to buy the next console every few years, and that
Yeah.
like really going to PC is what a lot of people are doing, because it's like obviously you have a computer for work or for searching things, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I'm gonna upgrade to a gaming PC and then I can play hundreds of games. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's good that there's a push towards that, right?
Yeah. One, I mean, even Microsoft kind of taken the whole what if we put cloud gaming on just a TV kind of thing where
Yeah.
you only need to buy a controller. Like I love that we're getting more into that era where like you were saying gaming companies are realizing like we're not going to buy a console every year, but games are going to
Mhm.
keep getting better every year, so we have to find a platform that
Evolve.
can evolve and adapt more quickly than having to buy a $600 console every year,
And
you know?
600 if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So I checked the other day, like the PS5 is up to like $1,200 right now or something like
Ugh,
that on
no
Amazon.
way.
Where shortage is still to come, they said. They're cutting production by like another million.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. And then last question we had was a video game character you'd like to hang out with. And
Oh, nice. I
yeah,
remember this one.
and we're gonna have Daniel go first, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I think my answer is gonna stay the same as it was in the Lost recording, which is Sonic the Hedgehog. I think that he's a really cool character, really fun, and like I don't know, he seems like a chill dude, and super speed would be really fun to mess around with.
Yeah. It'd be like hanging out with like Quicksilver or the Flash, you
Oh
know,
my
get
gosh.
to
Well,
get
Flash
get
could bend reality, right?
to Yeah, so you get to have all these super speed antics.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't have the super speed, but it would be fun if I was like, hey, why don't you go over there and do this? And then they do it for me.
Sonic's just like, "Can you please stop asking me to run to that mountain?"
I'm like, I'll stop asking after it stops being cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, then. What do you think then, Albino?
I think I said Luigi last time. Just
Oh yeah.
because he's he's the representation of like my family dynamic. So I have an older brother and a younger sister. So I grew up being player two, right? So
Mhm.
in a lot of those games, um, even though we like had games like Mario Party and like Mario Kart, where there were other characters, Luigi was always like you have Mario and then you have Luigi who's Mario's brother, so he's obviously player 2 and Luigi is Mario's younger brother and I it's funny just to get into this. It's like my older brother is shorter than me. And so I have the height on him like Luigi has the height on Mario. And so
Damn.
and I was always player 2 growing up, right? So I always got the janky controller rather than the nice controller, right? And so I just have a lot of similarities, I feel like, if you could say that, to Luigi. Um I think that personality wise, if you've played Luigi's Mansion, like Luigi is not a fan of horror and he doesn't like
Yes.
to be scared, right? So
Perfect.
I think I would like to sit down and have coffee with him just because I think that we are alike in a lot of ways. And so if he was, available to hang out, I would be like, yeah, let's hang out. That would be cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna change my answer from mine. Originally, I had
Ooh.
Luigi, but I thinking about it, I think Rosalina would be cooler.
Ooh, nice.
Having
I
her
love Rosalina.
talking to her about traveling the galaxy, kind of thing, all the different
Yeah,
planets and galaxies she's been to. I think would be an interesting conversation to have with her.
Oh,
definitely.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. Talking to Sonic would be like, oh, nice, that's cool. Talking to Rosalino, you get to learn like the secrets of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like the queen of the galaxy, basically, is what it's alluded to
Yeah.
in Super Mario Galaxy 1, the first
Yeah,
one.
the protector, the queen of the galaxy kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually love the storybook in Mario Galaxy. Just as an aside, I love hearing her backstory, and it makes me sort of sad, but
Oh
also
yeah.
happy at the same time.
Yeah, it's a super cute little side story that game has. I love that.
I know, and they didn't even have to put it in, but it's so nice that they did.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I like that she's had a lot of recent representation as well. Like she's in nobody really expected her to be in Mario Party Superstars, but she's in Mario Party Superstars. She was in Mario Golf, the more recent one, and
I think she was
obviously
in
we've
Mario Land. Was that 3D World? Is that what
yeah,
it was?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mario
Yeah,
3D World. She's obviously been in Smash Bros. She's been in Mario Kart. Like so, it's really cool that they realized that they had a really great character when they made Super Mario Galaxy, and they're just like people love Rosalina for sure.
I think she's like a staple character now. Like maybe not to
Yeah,
the level of the others in the crew, but she's like in there now where people are
yeah,
like, "Well, where's Rosalina if she's not in
yeah,
like a party game or something?"
Yeah.
definitely. I totally agree. Absolutely. She's like one of the now it like has to be Peach, Daisy, and Rosalina.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
trio. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she'd be fun to hang out with just simply because I feel like she'd just be like this super nice, super crazy, knowledgeable woman about the galaxy, and she'd just tell you stories the whole time.
Yeah. So
All right.
is that it, Kenny? You don't want
Yeah.
to give us any of your wisdom that you've learned from Rosalina?
I unfortunately haven't met her yet. That's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You
Albon, you want
wanna,
to plug
yeah,
yourself one more time?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys again for having me. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I think that we seem to enjoy a lot of the same topics, and so
yeah.
it's easy to talk to you guys. So thanks for having me on again. It was a blast, and yeah, of course, I'm getting better at this whole self promotion thing. But if you guys enjoy uh video games in every variety, like I was saying. If you enjoy somebody who's not just gonna yell and curse the whole time, that's something that I'm pretty passionate about. Is that like obviously I will drop the occasional curse word. Like
Mm.
if it's in a comedy context, I'll drop the occasional curse word. If it's in anger driving down the road, I'll drop the occasional curse word. But something that I'm really trying to do with my stream is to make it family friendly. I might not always be playing the most family friendly game. Like last night, I played Halo, right? So like that's it's not blood and guts everywhere, but it is something that it debatably
Yeah.
can
Uh,
be not for everyone, right? But I want to be the type of person that you can get on and you can relax and you can just have it on your TV and listen to me talk, and you're not going to be worried about who's in the room with you going like, what are
Mhm.
you watching?
yeah.
Like, why is this guy cursing up a storm? Which I am not trying to like say that that's a bad thing, because
Yeah, of
if
course
that's
not.
your thing and that's your
Yeah.
character and that's who you're trying to be online, that's awesome. Like, because there's a whole lot of people that will love to watch that, right? But if you're looking for something that's a little bit different than that, where you can see all these, I try to play games that are newer, or sometimes I jump back and I play older games, but just I try to be a variety streamer where you can come hang out for a little bit. I will talk to you. Like that's another thing is that I'm just starting out. And so I'm in the chat, I'm having conversations with people, and I love that because I love that aspect of it. I love getting to talk to people. And so, yeah, come hang out with me. Follow me on Twitch. and Instagram, and just come hang out anytime you want. So
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you for thank you for coming. Thank you for coming twice.
yeah, yeah,
Hopefully it won't be a third time.
yeah,
Or at
No
least for
problem.
this episode.
Hopefully the
For
third
this
time will be a
episode.
sequel.
yeah.
Yes.
Third time, different category.
Yeah, third time different questions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm happy to do it, guys, for sure. Happy to help you guys out with that for sure.